Hey everyone, this is Concho from Concho Sewing and welcome back to another edition of DIY sewing. In this video tutorial I want to show you how to make this Sustainment Pouch Belt. It's really amazing and it's a great project. Hopefully by the end of the video you will be able to make it if you follow the steps I'm going to show you. So, quick review. So this is a belt with three pouches that are called Sustainment Pouch. We have a 50 centimeter pouch on one side, 25 centimeter pouch on the other side, and another 15 centimeter pouch. We have plastic buckles that are held in place by elastic loop, which opens up. On the back side we have webbing which holds the belt, which will go around the waist, so we can have the pouch on our back side or front side if needed. That's about it, so let's start sewing. Okay, so let me show you the idea, what we want to make. So this is the belt sustainment pouch. It has three pouches, two smaller ones and one bigger one in the middle. So dimensions of the pouch are in height 22 centimeters and in overall length it's 55 centimeters, and the depth of the pouch is 10 centimeters. So first we need few parts. The main part is the panel on which it will be all sewn, and that's this part. So we need 55 centimeters in length and 22 centimeters in height. So that's one piece of fabric you will have to cut for this project. The next one is the pouch section. So we basically have one big fabric that is folded in three sections, and overall length is 115 centimeters, height is 32 centimeters, and this is how it looks. So we have sides of the pouches, or depth is 10 centimeters. We have 6 of those. We have front sections which are 15 centimeters, 25 centimeters and another 15, and those are sections in the middle of 10 centimeters. Also we have a bottom section which is also 10 centimeter section. I marked these lines here as important because I will show you when we start sewing, these will be the first to be sewn onto the back panel, and the other and the rest will be folded. The third part that we need will be the top sections of the pouch, which are going to close over the pouch, and this is how they look and how you will cut them onto the fabric. For this section we will need for each of the pouch, so we need three top sections. We have one that will be 15 centimeters and two of those, and one that will be 25 centimeters. Okay, so this is the 115 centimeter part of the fabric. I already marked the lines, as you can see. So we have 10 centimeter section, 15 centimeter section. This is the front part of the pouch. Then we have two sections of 10 centimeters. Those are the sides of the pouch. Then we have 25 centimeter section. That is the front panel of the pouch. Then we have another another 2 sections of 10 centimeters, another section of 15 centimeters for the third pouch, and 10 centimeter section of the side of the pouch. Bottom, as you can see here, there's a 10 centimeter section all the way. That is our bottom part of the pouch. As you can see here, I put on the front sections of the front panel of the pouch. On the bottom side I put middle point. That will be our section for the metal grommet for the pouch, so if there is water it has somewhere to go. Another one here and another one here. So when you've drawn all this, we will start sewing, but first let me show you a few more things. So this is our back panel. It is 22 centimeters by 55 centimeters. Pouch will be sewn over it, and behind, so this is the inner side and this is the back side, and behind we will sew webbing here, here and here. I will mark everything. That is going to be for our belt. Okay, next. These are our top sections, which are going to close over the pouch. Alright, let me show you how to make the top cover for the pouch. So we are going to draw the one for the 15 centimeter. The principle is the same, you just need to repeat it 3 times. Alright, so let's draw a let's draw a bottom line, and then you're going to draw 6 centimeters. Then you're going to draw 5.5 centimeters section. Then you're going to draw 15 centimeters section, and then you're going to draw another 5.5 centimeters section. You're also going to find the middle point for the 15 centimeter section, that's 7.5. And now take a straight corner or a measuring tool that has a 90-degree angle, and in the section of the 15 centimeter you want to draw 3 lines that are 26 centimeters in length. So basically we are drawing a rectangle that is 26 centimeters long and 15 centimeters wide. Alright, now find the middle point of the top, 7.5 centimeters, and draw a middle point as well. You should have something like this. Alright, now draw a section of 10 centimeters here and here, and connect these 2 points. And now what you want to do is draw a 5.5 centimeter section here from both sides. So we are basically marking the flaps for our top cover. Now draw another 10 centimeter section on both sides. Connect those 2 points. Now draw another 5.5 centimeters on each side so we can connect our flaps. So we basically have 2 rectangles that are intersecting each other. I hope you can see that. So we have one rectangle going that way and another this way. The only difference is this one is 15 centimeters long, this one is 15 centimeter wide, and this one is 10 centimeter wide. Now, the part that is crucial. So how are we going to get that curve on the top, on the front end of our flap? This is how. So take a piece of rope, pinch it between your finger and pencil, place it on top of the drawing, exactly in the middle, and the other side should go on the bottom, like that, as you can see, on the bottom middle point. And you're going to mark on the left and right side of the rectangle, like that, and you're going to get that nice curve that you need. Next thing you want to do, you want to cut the excess, leaving 1 centimeter seam allowance on each side of the drawing. After you're done that, cut also this part here that has a curve, and when you get to the angles, when you get to the corners, you want to cut the corners, you want to cut exactly right to the corner. Don't cut through it, just to the point. And now you got your top cover. So let's see what we got. So we have our back side of the pouch. So we have our back side of the top cover. This is the top side of the cover, and this is the front end of the cover. And these two are flaps of the cover. So I hope that's clear. Now all you have to do is do it 2 more times. Repeat the same one for the second pouch that is 15 centimeter, and the only difference is that the pouch that is 25 centimeter is that this part will be 25 centimeters long, and that's the only difference. So I already cut up this one just to show you how it looks. So we are going to fold it and sew it after. So it's gonna be something like this, as you can see. Okay, that's 15 centimeters. This one is just marked. I have to cut it, and I will explain it what we're going to do. And this is for the 25 centimeter pouch. Okay, let's start with the back side. Okay, let's mark the place where the pouch is going to be. This is our back panel, 55 centimeters. So let's mark 15 centimeters from one side, left to right. I'm using white chalk. So 15 centimeters. And connect those 2 points. And we want to mark 15 centimeters from the left side. Ignore this. So 15 centimeters from the left side as well. Alright, now we have our right pouch, middle pouch and left pouch. We have to mark where the webbing is going to go for because this will be basically a belt, so we need a webbing where the belt is going to go through. So it will be something like this. We will fold it like that, and it will be something like that in the middle. So let's measure this. So our webbing is going to be 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters mark. So we have 25 centimeters. Let's find the middle point. And let's add 10 centimeters from the middle. So this is where our webbing is going to go. Let's mark on the other side. Okay, let's mark where our belt is going to go. So we've got the webbing, which will be 10 centimeters. So let's mark 10 centimeters for each section of the pouch. So first let's find the middle point of this. Ignore all this, made a mistake. So 15, that's 7.5. Middle point will be 11, because this is 22 centimeters, so middle point will be 11 centimeters. Now let's mark where our section for the belt pouch is going, for the belt webbing is going to go. So this is 10 centimeters. Okay, now let's mark for the other section on the other side. So 15, that's 7.5. Now let's find the middle point of this. That is 11 centimeters. And now let's draw 10 centimeters here. Now for the middle part, let's find the middle point, because we need two webbings because it's bigger. So we will place two parts of the webbing here and here. Let's find the middle point, and then let's find the middle points of the quarters here, and that will be our section for the webbing. 25 centimeters, that's 12 and a half. Middle point of that will be some 6 centimeters, 6 and 20.25, but we will mark it 6. Okay, let's mark here as well. Okay, middle point is 11 centimeters. 11 centimeters here. 10 centimeter mark for both sides. And there we go. One section, third and fourth section. So, one pouch, second pouch and third pouch. Now let's sew that. Let's cut some webbing. We need 4 pieces of this 5 centimeter webbing. It's 14 centimeters long, so we need 4 pieces. Okay, let's burn the ends so it doesn't unravel. Okay, now let's start sewing. Fold 1 to 1.5 centimeters of the webbing, fold it inside, try to align it in the middle. Let's give a stitch, 3 stitches. Let's start with the front side of the pouch, that will be actual pouch. We want to sew plastic buckles onto the pouch itself. So we are using this female side that will go something like this, and we will mark 5 centimeters from the bottom where our middle point will going to be. So middle line 5 centimeters from the bottom of the pouch. Hold this so you can see. Okay, so middle line here, that will go 5 centimeters from the bottom. So this part, this female part, will go like this. Let's mark for other sides. Let's mark the other pouches. So we have this 25 centimeter pouch. Let's find the quarters. So we said it's 25 centimeters. So 25 centimeters, let's find the middle point, that's 12.5. Middle point of 12.5 is, let's say, 6 centimeters. So let's mark 6 centimeters and another 6 here as well, from the middle point, 6 centimeters. Now let's mark 5 centimeters from this point. And from this point. So I hope that's clear. So we have 25 centimeters, we found the middle point, and we found the quarter point of that, and 5 centimeters from that point here. Now let's mark on the last side of the pouch as well. So we have middle point of 15, 7.5, 5 centimeters, and that's where our buckle is going to be. Get some webbing. What we don't want our pouch, our buckle to do is to flop around. So we want to try to make it as tight as possible so it kind of stays in place. Like that. So it has very slight movement. So let's measure how much we need. So that will be 6 centimeters of webbing. You can cut 4 parts of 6 centimeters. Okay, now use a lighter or something to burn the ends. Okay, now let's sew it. Try to make it tight as possible as you can. Aligned with the middle points. Okay, so we got our buckles in place. Now let's punch the holes for our grommets for the water drainage. If you don't have this grommet hole puncher, so to say, you can just sew a box around this point and later cut it with a seam ripping tool, this one. If you don't have it, just sew a box shape around it and cut the part out. You have two tools for this. This one is to cut the holes, to punch the holes into the fabric. Align it and just punch as hard as you can. One more time. And there you go. You can see it has a hole. Okay, now a second tool which is used to press the grommets into the So we have a grommet and we have this part metal ring. So the grommet goes on the outside and the ring goes on the inside, like that. Place all in. Make sure it goes around. And you just press as hard as you can. And now we have a grommet. Two more. And as you can see, now we have three grommets placed. Alright, now on to the next step. The next thing we want to do with this is to put elastic webbing. Put elastic webbing like this to hold the buckle in place, always pointed upwards, so we don't have to mess around with it and try to clip the buckle in. So we will cut 4 of these. Let's take a measure, something like this. It doesn't have to be very tight, just to hold it in place. So 7 centimeters for each. Okay, now to know exactly where to sew, you're gonna take this part off and use a chalk or something and just draw where the buckle is sitting. So these will be the points where we want to sew, and let's do that for all 4. Okay, now it's time to sew them. Okay, so you're gonna fold half a centimeter or a centimeter underneath and sew it where you have previously marked with chalk. Okay, now let's see how it works. Place the buckle inside and it should look something like this. And now when you don't have to struggle with the buckle if it moves or falls down. You can just press and it will still hold, at least for a while. You don't have to trace it. Okay, let's sew all the rest. Okay, now that we have finally done that, we have grommet, we have plastic buckle and an elastic loop to hold it in place for all the pockets. Now we want to fold the top part like that and sew it over. We'll add some binding tape just for the looks. Okay. This is the look. Okay, now for the covers for the pouch. First we need to connect all these points and sew it together. Then we'll sew the webbing on top so we can close the pouch, and we'll go on from there. Okay, so first up we need to sew these corners, so to fold them and sew them over. So that's what we are going to do. When you have sewn these two sides, you're left with the last two, but before you sew them we need to bind this part here. There we go. Nice top cover for the pouch. We need to sew 2 of these, and after we have done that, we need to sew on the front side. We need to sew a webbing and to connect it with the middle of the buckle on the front side of the pouch. So I'll start sewing these 2 and we'll go on from there. When you sew big cover for the bigger pouch, you will end up with this on the sides. These flaps will be sticking out. Simple remedy is just fold it over itself to get some slight angle towards the end like that, and sew over it to keep it in place, because that will be we'll sew binding tape over it so it won't show. it's much better. Okay, now we have all three covers for all three pouches. Now it's time to sew the webbing for the buckle so we can close the pouch. Alright, for the next part we need to sew the webbing for our buckles that will go on top of the covers. So 3 pieces, 4 pieces of 30 centimeter webbing, four pieces, and it will be sewn like this. Some 4 centimeters from the bottom, like that, and on the bigger piece we will have 2, one here and another one here. Alright, let's get to it. Let's take the cover, place it 4 centimeters from the bottom, and sew the webbing. You can do a box shape stitch, or you can do 2 rows of 3 zigzag stitches, bar tack. Okay, second one done. And now for the middle pocket. If you remember, we sewn the buckles for the front pocket 6 centimeters apart. So we'll do exactly that here. 6 centimeters from the middle point, mark, and that's where we are going to sew our webbing. 4 centimeters on each side. Okay, so all that is left now is to connect all the pieces. So we have our front side, which will be our main pockets. We have our back panel, which we've sewn the webbing for the back for the belt, and we have our covers, which will go on top. So now that that's all sewn, now we need to connect the back panel with the front panel, and that's what we are going to do now. Alright, so my camera decided to stop recording where the important part was happening, so I'll have to explain it to you like this. Let's say this is our back panel, so we have smaller sections on the side and one main section in the middle, and we have two lines which we drew previously. So watching our main part of the fabric, which will be the pockets, so we have side of the pocket, main side of the pocket, another side, main side, and so on. We have only two important parts that we need to sew. These will be in the middle of the pouches, like this. So we have these two and sides that we have to do. This is what I did in the section that my camera stopped recording. So basically all I did was sew these 2 points onto the back panel and sides on each side, and I will show you how I did it. We want to align this line and this line with this line here, so align it like that. Now, as you can see, the back panel is smaller than the front panel, so what I did, I have folded the fabric like that, and I was tucking the fabric inside, and I was leaving 1 centimeter. I folded the whole fabric like that, align it with the bottom side of the back panel, and I tucked the fabric onto itself, which I will repeat the technique while I'm sewing the other parts. And I left 1 centimeter on the bottom here. I sew over it a few times. I repeated the same technique for the other part of the fabric. So we have another pouch, same thing, align the top points, again tucking the fabric, aligning the bottom sides, and tucking the fabric again, and leaving 1 centimeter of space here in this part. So again, okay, the next thing we will going to do is connect the sides. So again, the same technique, align the top corners, and before you sew it all the way down, align the bottom corner like that, and fold the fabric onto itself, leaving 1 centimeter on the bottom. And for the left side, repeating the same technique, align the top corners, Then align bottom corners and fold the fabric onto itself, leaving 1 centimeter on the bottom. So you should get something like that. And now on the next part I will explain what I'm doing next, but this is the part that is missing now, so I hope you understand. Okay, let's find the middle points for our So we have 15 centimeter here, and middle point is 7.5 centimeters. Also, we've drawn the middle point on the back side. Let's just copy that to the front here and do that with the other parts. Okay, we have middle points. Now it's time to sew the pouch. So align the middle points of the pocket and the back panel. Give it a stitch. Now before you sew it all the way, we will do the same technique that we've done on the sides. We will fold the fabric like so. Leaving some 1 centimeter from this point here. Now let's do the other side. Leaving 1 centimeter. We are going to repeat that process with the last two pockets. So aligning the middle points of the pocket, folding the fabric. So we have 1 centimeter here, space of 1 centimeter. Now let's repeat that for the other side here. Starting from the middle point, fold the fabric, leave 1 centimeter of space here. The last third pocket. Again, aligning the fabric here with middle points. Folding the fabric. So we have a 1 centimeter gap. Okay, let's pass another stitch all the way here, starting from the top. Alright, it looks really nice. As you can see. Okay, now it's time to sew the covers for each pouch. Before we sew the covers onto the pouch, let's sew these parts that are sticking out like this. Sew a regular stitch over like this. Like that should do the trick. Okay, so what you want to do next is the part that is sticking out. You want to draw 5 centimeters with white chalk or something like that for each pouch. Now you want to sew, you want to place the top cover behind that, behind the webbing, and align it in the middle. So 5 centimeters of webbing should be enough for the back end to align with the back panel of the bag. And I'll do bar tack here and here. Another one on the top. Now let's repeat that for the other 2 covers. Alright, now the next step, we need to sew the whole part like that with regular stitch. time to bind the sides of the bag. Let's cut a bit off, maybe half a centimeter, just so the bind looks better. Okay, now let's add these plastic adjusters to the webbing. If you don't have them, it doesn't matter, it's not really that important. Now take your male part of the plastic buckle, you go underneath and then to the second slot, insert here, like that, and now we want to fold it twice and sew it over so it stays locked in that place. So what I mean is that the webbing doesn't slide out and fall with the buckle. Okay, let's clip that in. We can adjust how much closure with the bag we want. Okay, next two. Plastic adjuster first. From underneath over the top. Take the plastic buckle, teeth should be on the lower side, so we go from underneath, over the top, and again back into the plastic adjuster. And now we want to fold the back side twice and sew it over. So again, plastic adjuster, then buckle, back into plastic adjuster again, fold it over twice and sew it over. Okay, so let's see what we got. Now that looks really cool. We have 3 pouches. These can be adjusted so they close better. We have underneath grommets for the water drainage. On the back we have the webbing for the belt, which we are going to make, but if you already have a belt, you're ready to go. Okay, so let's make that belt. Okay, so for the belt, if you already have one, you can use it, but we are going to make one. So I'm using 5 centimeter webbing, and the length will be 1 meter and 1 meter and 60 centimeters. So 160 centimeters. You will need a 5 centimeter plastic buckle and 2 plastic adjusters. So first we will thread this through like that. Place both plastic adjusters on each side. And now we will place the plastic buckle in the middle through the plastic adjusters. You will adjust this by your needs, depending how big you are, your waist. You can consider that you might be wearing a jacket or something like that, so you might add extra webbing. So we have the belt. At this point all we want to do is to fold the ends twice and sew them over. So I'll do that. tight. That should do it. I added some things inside the pouches so they hold their shape, and now it's time to try it. Okay, so before we finish the video, let's see how it looks. It's really nice. You can reach back and get all three pouches, which is really good. It doesn't restrict the movement. You can crouch, twist, flail around. It's really good. So it looks nice. Alright everyone, the pouch is finished. I hope you completed it as the way I instructed it. So I'm really proud how this pouch turned out. I'm really very happy how it looks, how it turned out. All three pouches really look identical. The only thing which I don't like is the webbing on the back and the belt. The webbing should be higher and the belt should be stiffer, maybe double sewn belt. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, comment down below, tell me your thoughts. Comment, share, subscribe, all that helps, really. Watch the video till the end so you can help me grow the channel, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. So, goodbye.